How's it going, everyone? I entitled this video CRKT, More Than What You Paid For. I wanted to touch upon something that's important. If you watch my reviews or my knife displays here on YouTube, you'll see that I carry a variety of knives, or I own a variety, or have owned a variety of knives that are both practical and useful for self-defense, but that's not commensurate necessarily with their market value or the prices that you might pay at retail. So this is about Columbia River Knife and Tool in particular, and the fact that with CRKT you often get more than what you pay for. I have a series of knives here to my right, and some of them are discontinued. In fact, all but one are discontinued. I like CRKT's older lineup, and so I'm going to show you some of those pieces and tell you why I think they're worth your money if you don't like spending a lot of money on cutlery. All of these knives can be had for, well, not all of them, but if you choose to buy one of these knives, you'll get it for under $100, period. No ifs, and or buts. Some of them you can get under 50. So I'm going to start off with a knife that belongs to a friend of mine. He lent a couple of these knives to me for review purposes. This is a Jim Hammond designed cruiser. It has a flipper. It has a fiberglass reinforced nylon handle. Could be DuPont Zytel, I don't know, could be some variation, Grivery. It has certain qualities that all of these knives have. I'm going to go over those qualities so that we don't have to be redundant and repeat ourselves. I'm going to have to look at the camera while I do this. So the blade is centered when closed. That's something that we look for. You can see light passing through. You can see my forehead through the light bar there. That's something that we look for to display the quality of a knife. I see people brag about this with their customers all the time. The blade is centered when closed. Okay, well, you could get that from a production knife, even a lower-end production knife. The flipper will allow you to flip this knife vertically, sideways, of course down. There's no effort there. Upside down. That doesn't really matter. What I'm saying is I see people brag about flippers in particular as far as how smooth they open and what orientation it'll open in. This doesn't have any bearings or anything. It has a washer system. It's no big deal, but it'll flip as well as some customs. I hate to say it, but no highbrow cutlery aficionado could deny this if they had it in their hands. I've had customs that flip the same as this, and they cost several $100s. So there it is. Other qualities of these particular knives: has a nice swedge. The grind lines are pretty even, a good point, so it's good for stabbing. It has good belly for slashing. It has positive retention. It has a pinky hook. These finger grooves provide a really solid natural grip. A custom version of the Cruiser by Jim Hammond would cost you upwards of $1,000 if you located one at a dealer. I don't know how much you would charge. I don't know much about Mr. Hammond, I'm going to be honest with you. But if you were to commission a piece like this, custom, over $1,000. Another variety, another variation of that knife is the Desert model. Has all the same qualities, just it's done in desert tan. And it celebrates our troops and their fight over in the Middle East. Or fights, I should say. Here we have a Greg Lightfoot, Canadian knife maker. Greg Lightfoot designed M1 Desert Edition. This one doesn't flip as smoothly. Well, my friend told me that this has been sitting around and I didn't blow it out or clean it out. If you give it some effort, it'll flip, but not so easily. I'm not going to say that this is the easiest opening of the flipper knives, the lower end flipper knives I've checked out. Same thing. All the qualities are there. Good retention, good point for penetration, good swedge, grind lines are pretty even, good belly for slashing. Moving right along, Steve Ryan, he makes some outrageous stuff. It costs upwards of $1,000. The cheapest piece I've seen in recent times, and these are on secondary market, was $650. This is designed after his Model 7. In fact, this is known as the Model 7. Finger grooves, positive retention, nice swedge, nice point, even grind lines, pretty much. Good belly, good slasher, good stabber. Open smooth, centered when closed. See a pattern here? I've done a piece on both of these next knives. These are Bob Casper designed, Pat Crawford executed in the custom version. They are known as the Casper Folding Fighter. There's a few different variations: black blade, partially serrated, plain edge, aluminum handle, which I'm going to show next. Positive lockups, good swedge point, even grind lines, good belly, good slash stab. The pattern continues. The Pro version, slotted aluminum handles instead. Smooth opening, good lock, good point, good grind lines, good swedge, good belly, good stabbing and slashing, good retention. Now, all of those knives that I just showed, all previous 5, they incorporate the locks system. So, little L-piece shape or L-shaped piece of metal slides in between the liner locking mechanism and the scale, and it prevents it from being accidentally disengaged. Good feature. But all of these lock up solid as is, so that's cool. And I'm going to show you the last one I got here. This is the most recent piece. This is the only one of these knives that's in CRKT's current lineup. Pat Crawford designed, Pat Crawford executed for the custom version. Natural. Called the Natural because of the way it melts into your hand and it feels like an extension, except for the weight. It weighs 10 ounces. It's heavy. It's assisted opening. It's got what's called a Marauder clip point. Good swedge, good point, good grind lines, good belly, good slash, good stab. Excellent excellent retention via these finger grooves. Melds right into your hand. As jimping, has file work on the spine. It has a very beefy liner lock, which I guess they say qualifies it as a frame lock. It might as well. It's almost the width of the blade base. And despite it being heavy, I mean, it's a great piece. I like it a lot, and it's the only one that doesn't have the locks system. So that's it. They make excellent fixed blades too. I haven't been disappointed with anything I've bought from Columbia River Knife and Tool. I got rid of the first piece I ever bought from them. It was designed by Kit Carson, but it was worth having. I gave it away to a friend with confidence that it would hold up to the use he was going to put it through, and it did. Never heard any complaints. So if you're looking for something that you can buy on a budget under $100 and use it for self-defense or any other utility uses you want to put it to, I highly recommend Columbia River Knife and Tool. Thanks for watching, everyone.